But it's not just managers that make decisions. You should be allowing your team members to make decisions as well. That's the point of prioritization, because if the priorities are clear, operationally speaking, or whatever, then it's much easier for below you people to take decisions that are aligned with the priorities. Okay, but as a manager, as I said before, most of your decision making should be about your managerial strategy and about your tactical strategy to get whatever it is you're supposed to be doing done as effectively as possible, right? That's key. The more complexity you're managing, the more people you're managing, the closer to operations or programs you are, the closer to security decision making you are, the more you have to take this seriously. So if you have to kind of gauge how much time you're spending reflecting about decision making or the decisions that you need to take. Because if you're at a higher level and managing several managers, and as I said, in those levels before, on the field, taking complex decisions, and there can be the tendency to mix things, right? You've got so much going on that we're taking decisions every 2 seconds, yeah? From, okay, there's a small problem, I need to make a decision about that because somebody's come and asked me to take a decision about that, to a big problem. And I'm taking them kind of in the same way, right? Because I'm making decisions as things happen, right? And that's not the way to make decisions. Some decisions will have to be taken like that, because there will be some things that are unpredictable, unforeseeable. But contrary to popular belief, most things should be anticipated. Okay? Most things should be anticipated. So when I take decisions, I need to understand the scope of the decision I'm taking and what the intended outcome of the decision is and why I'm taking this decision as a manager. So if I'm taking a small decision about, how to resolve a particular problem, the dimension of the problem dictates the importance of the decision, not vice versa. Okay? It's not me, an important person, that dictates the importance of the decisions I take. No. I could be a very important person, as in very high up in the food chain, and be taking very small decisions, right? So it's not my hierarchical role, though it should, that dictates the importance of my decisions necessarily. It's the thing I'm taking a decision about that dictates the importance of a decision, right? So we need to not confuse that. And I don't know if I'm being clear, but I mean, the higher up you are in the food chain, you should not even be thinking about small things. So if I'm a desk, for example, a desk managing several countries, managing several country directors, then I should not even be thinking about certain things that are happening on the field. That's not what I'm existing for. I'm there to produce strategic thinking, to make sure we're operating in the right places and that there's not other places to be following things at a higher level. I'm not supposed to be having the same conversations as they're having in the project meetings or the capital meetings, right? And that was one of the things that I noticed was that, okay, what's the difference when you have meetings at the level of where the project or the intervention is occurring? What's the difference that then at capital in the meetings you're having, and what's the difference then at the level of managing several countries or a region? The conversations must not be the same. And if there is, there's something wrong. So if we're all discussing the same things, that's a problem in decision making, right? Because each time the decisions that I'm thinking about and reflecting on need to be different, right? Different scope, different scale, different dimension, different impact above all. Different impact, right? So if we think about it, our project team is on the field and they're executing something normally that has already been decided upon, and they should be looking at their design all the time. Is this working? Is there a way to make it better? And coordinating, etc. The capital, what should they be doing? All right, decisions they should be making. Are we in the right places? Are there other things happening? What's our managerial strategy? What's our operational strategy? How are we aligning to make sure that all the projects are running smoothly and we're not all going nuts because we've got too much on our plates? The capital's job is to coordinate the support required to implement the different programs properly for impact. I'm checking impact, I'm detecting problems, I'm sparring, I'm supporting, but I'm not getting in the day-to-day. I'm not getting in the day-to-day in the capital. I'm thinking at a higher level. I'm making decisions at a higher level. I'm deciding priorities for my departments in line with priorities on the field. And then when we go to HQ level and I'm managing all of the different country directors, then I should be thinking on a whole different level. Yeah, I should be thinking forward, not in the day-to-day, not in the problem that some field coordinator or project coordinator is having. No, that's not my business. The country director should be equipped to deal with any problems. And if there's design flaws, the team there should be equipped to help with that. And if not, they should call on some expert in HQ or whatever to help them with that if they need it. Yeah, but decision making, particularly around impact and security, needs to be at the right level, right? And the people who are implementing the project should know better whether the design of the program, and I would invite you to do the course I did on how to design, manage, etc. programs. They should be detecting any problems with design. Yeah, you can't be doing that at HQ level. Yeah, that needs to be done at field level. And as I said, at HQ level, there needs to be more constructive alignment about how to best support and where needs more support, because not everybody needs the same support at the same time or the same kind of support. So decision making then on another level is, okay, what are the stakes involved in this decision? Is it a high stake decision, a medium stake decision, a low stake decision? And what are the possible outcomes of the decision, right? And what am I missing? So I will do a whole section on decision making because it's very important for everything. And the same logic applies, whether I'm taking decisions about whether to intervene here or there, or whether to let the car go into that risky area or not, or what to do if there's been an incident, etc., etc., etc. Decision-making logic and rationales are similar depending on, no matter what the context of the decision-making is. Obviously, it's different if I'm making a decision that isn't involving lives than if I am making a decision that is involving lives. That's why we talk about stakes. But the logic of how to make decisions and how to follow what happens after I make a decision is the same for any decision, no matter how small or how big. Yeah, so I'll talk about that in more depth in a different course that will be only about decision making. But for the moment, a manager's role is to make decisions and to understand decisions made by others. If they are going to be, when I say understand decisions made by others, is you have to understand, okay, if my boss has made 6 decisions, how do those 6 decisions affect me and my team and my goals, etc.? Not me personally. And what am I going to do about them? And if there are decisions that need to be executed, what is the feasibility and the viability of the decision my boss has told me about, for example? Or if a decision comes from 3 layers above, maybe I have something to say about the decision because maybe at the level of the hands-on, it's not a feasible decision, it's not a good decision, I need to feed back up. So I need to be monitoring what kind of decisions, not only that I have to take or my team is taking, but also what those other layers that I keep mentioning are taking as well, because they're going to have an impact on me, right? So if the logistics manager or coordinator makes a decision about something and I'm not aware of it, then of course that's going to be a problem, because I'll find out about it maybe too late, and maybe I won't have adapted my own tactics, strategy, or execution to that decision because I didn't know about it, or I didn't think about how it would affect me. So decision making is very complex, and it's not just about taking decisions. Yeah, a lot of people think, okay, finally I'm in a decision making role and I can make my own decisions. No. That's important, but it's also important how I understand other people's decisions and how I manage the fallout, let's say, the negative and the positive impacts of decisions others are making. And not just in my team, yeah? Armed group decisions if I'm working in an armed conflict zone, authorities' decisions if I'm working with authorities, etc., and it goes on, right? Decision making is a huge area. That's why I can't discuss it in just one video. It needs to be a whole course, and it will be a whole course. But bear in mind that just because you're a manager and just because you can take decisions, it's not all about you.